G'day everyone, Goober here with another Torchlight Infinite Outlaw Season video. In this video, I'll be going over my likely league starter for the next season, which will be Boom Moto. There will be a new skin. I think it said it's out now, but I doubt it's in the shop. Yeah, no, it's not out yet. It'll be out with the next season. So, anyway, what was I saying? My league starter will be Boom Moto because there is Lolli Moto next season, it looks like. This is the Commander Moto skin with the spider tanks down the bottom. You have the Grim Phantoms on the left and the Summon Machine Guards on the right. Should look pretty cool. And because of that skin, I will be playing Boom Moto. What class, what build will I be going? Well, luckily I played Boom Moto this season as well, so I can just go to my quick builds and have a look at my creations. So on day one, I had some pretty garbage gear. You basically just aim for tier 2 on all your stuff. If you can add minion max life, max energy shield, max life, just for tankiness and the ability to run through everything. Adds physical damage to minions, very, very strong. You just add as much stuff to minions as you possibly can, while still attempting to get your resistances and effective HP up. The Alloy Covenant, I was using it, but it was bugged last season, so this actually wasn't doing anything at the start of my season. And Fiend Crown, this is a interesting item. Day 1, it goes for about 60 flame elementium, but it drops a lot. So by day 2, it's normally around about 1 flame elementium. So be pretty cautious if you want to buy one of these. I normally have one drop, and that is what I use, at least on day 1, before you start getting some juicy stuff later on. This was from the Oasis, so hopefully I can get something similar, although it wasn't really doing anything from that. The skills that I was using early on: Summon Spider Tank, Physical Defier, Servant Damage, Steamroll, Mechanical Mod, Elemental Shock, Blink for mobility, Rising Edge is another very good minion skill, new to the last season. Timid, which is additional hit damage. Domain Expansion, Precise Fearless, Energy Fortress, and Radical Order. There will be a change to the talent trees next season, with instead of it being 24, I believe it's 18, 18, and 18, with an extra tree here, and you won't be able to choose 2 of these. So if we're going through, the first one will still be the same. I believe it's still these 2 choices. Then Machinist, you would have to choose between summon +1 at a time. That's pretty hard to pass up. Burning Aggression is pretty good, but I would probably forego that one. Warlock, you're going to take off the beaten track. That one's really nice, but it's not as good as off the beaten track, so you would not take that. And then the other one that you could go, I'd have to look at it, would be Steel Vanguard, and get something from there as well as the 4th talent tree. Pretty much all the points that you really want to focus on. I haven't seen the new trees, so I don't exactly know what to expect. However, you can't go wrong if you just focus on minion damage, minion crit strike rating, minion damage. You just notice all this is minion damage and minion skill levels. Command is a huge damage boost for minions, so definitely go with every point of command that you can find. And then NG, shield, and movement speed. So that's pretty much all that's on this front page: minion damage, minion crit, minion levels, command, and movement speed. Onto Machinist. Again, you'll notice the theme: minion damage, minion crit strike rating, command per second, minion max life. Minion max life is what determines your minion's explosion damage, so definitely stack that with some minion damage and armor pen. Again, minion skill level. On to Warlock. Same, minion damage. We are transitioning to energy shield, so you want to go with some energy shield there. More minion damage, cooldown recovery speed. Extra max charges means an extra blink, which is really quite nice. And then up here for more minion damage and all skill levels. Steel Vanguard will be very similar to this. Just go for minion damage, minion max life, and skill levels wherever appropriate. And if you are struggling to survive, go for some extra armor on some points there. Onto the slates. Early on, you just want to get anything, basically. Day 1, day 2, doesn't really matter. If you can get some plus minion skill levels on there, that would be fantastic. Command or minion skill levels on your slates. Otherwise, just get whatever you possibly can and chuck them on. We've gone through the skills, hero traits. Again, minion damage, minion max life, or movement speed, something like that. It's pretty basic on the league starter. Mind Infusion and Fiend Crown are normally good for the first day or so, and they fall off quite heavily after that. If we're looking a little bit further on, so that was the day 1 build. Day 2 build, we've got a billion DPS now. I did get a Machine Lord helmet for about 300 Flame Elementium, I believe. It was kind of expensive. Void Embankment was really quite cheap. Went with this. Why did I go with this? Oh, it's got 104 stats. That is a huge amount of stats on some gloves. There is the new gloves next season that hopefully work how I think, but they might not. So these are probably going to be very cheap and very good. Void Embankment is a lot of stats, so that just boosts your damage a lot. Onto the armor, you start getting tier 2 of the stats that you kind of want, and you're just going for physical damage to minions, strength because we're using machine guards, minion max life, and that sort of thing. Oversight is really always quite nice because it is good spell skill levels and often very, very cheap as well. Onto the main skills, we have Machine Guard. We've started to get our Magnificent and Noble supports for the additional max life as energy shield for minions. When having at least 30 command, if we have slates, we're going to at least have 30 command, which is 90% additional damage. So you definitely want to get command everywhere you can. Servant Life, Mechanical Mod, and Steamroll. Elemental Shock with Blink as mobility, Rising Edge with Timid. Again, Domain Expansion, Fearless, Energy Fortress, and Reticle Order. On a Soul Candle, still absolute garbage. You just want minion damage, or if you can get abilities on there like Hardened. Hardened is still good, even with automating your minions, because you can just press the ability and you'll get the Hardened buff that way. Onto the slates, as I said before, +1 minion skill level, minion max life, and command is always very, very nice. These are really cheap early on, and once I put out a video, they skyrocket in price, so just keep that in mind. Talents didn't really change much. We did go with Mighty Guard over Isomorphic Arms, mainly because... or did I go the other way? I think I went the other way eventually, because this is basically just 2 slates. No, it was the pedigree, wasn't it? I'm confusing myself. I'll just keep going with the review, and I'm sure I'll get to that in a bit. So again, all the minion damage, minion crit, nothing changed there. Machinist, nothing really changed here. Warlock, nothing really changed here. The statues changed a lot. This was day 2, so I'd found a fair bit of FE because Boom Moto is very, very strong into the early game. Tier 7 clear is really, really quite nice. If you're wondering what the playstyle is like, I'll show you in a minute. We have a 50 billion DPS build here. I can't remember what day this was, but as you can see, I've started to build into item level 100 gear, so it's probably day 3 or 4 when you start to really come online. Machine Lord, I do have a corroded double here. It isn't the good one, which is the number of max synthetic troops in the map is fixed at 3. That allows you to have 2 minions because it is halved and rounded up, versus this would just have it as 1 because mechanical mod halves the amount that you can have. Void Embankment still very cheap. Extra dex and int for the false god skin, because we have switched over to spider tanks. Some good, excuse me, mods on the gloves. Still using Mind Infusion for now. We do change that out pretty quickly. And the Light Hunter belt. This belt is phenomenal for survival, as it converts a bunch of life to energy shield, so you get a whole bunch more. Your energy shield charge cannot be interrupted, and it slows the energy shield charge the higher your energy shield gets, so you don't actually ever stop recharging energy shield. It'll go down and instantly start charging up, and it'll never reach maximum, because the higher it goes, the slower it recharges. So just keep that in mind. That is a very, very good belt early on. I was experimenting at this point with the movement ability. Centralized loading is quite nice. However, it won't teleport across gaps, so blink is probably still better. This is faster, but because of that one limitation, blink may be better for you. Precise projectiles for the ability, because spider tanks are a projectile skill based on the support that is on there. I think it is this. Yeah, becomes a projectile. So that is why you stack some projectile stuff with splits and stuff like that, and you get the split on your two-hander as well. So you have +2 parabolic projectile split quantity. That just means when your spider tank comes out and splits, it splits into 2 more, giving you more explosions, which is really quite nice. Oh, excuse me. And that is pretty much that in a nutshell. I did stuff this up before. This is what I was saying. So isomorphic arms is quite nice. However, you're better off having 2 slates instead. So this was giving, it wasn't actually giving me parabolic projectile splits. The movement speed is negligible. That's basically negligible. So this was a pedigree purely for isomorphic arms. Now in the talent tree, you can always just go with isomorphic arms here instead. And then all you need to make up for Mighty Guard is to have 2 slates which have this on it. So 2 slates of this. See how I've got an empty slot there? These are taking up 8 slots. This is taking up 7 slots. So there is absolutely no point having this pedigree of the gods over just 2 normal +1 minion +2 command per second slates. Because these 2 nodes here on both slates equal Mighty Guard. So you could, instead of taking Mighty Guard, you would take isomorphic arms to benefit from the weapon. And then you have 3 extra passive nodes down here just of bonuses. Whereas this is just giving me isomorphic arms, and all that is garbage. So just keep that in mind. Don't fall into the trap that I fell into for a fair while last season, honestly. You can get main skill is supported by level 20 servant damage. I feel like someone said that gets nerfed next season. So soul candles might change, and you could always just go with sealed mana compensation for aura skills and damage instead. Hardened, again, is another really good one to take on that. Oh, gosh, tired. +2 hero trait level on your hero memories when you can afford it is very good, as it lowers the cooldown and stuff of your abilities. Let's have a quick look at hero traits, because I definitely forgot that in the last one. Go with Unstoppable Wave. You go with Heroic Sacrifice, which basically is for X amount of max life or energy shield a synthetic troop minion has. Self-destruct triggered by self-destruct deals additional damage. So obviously, the lower this amount is here, the more damage that you will do. And Fuel War with War triggers the main skill on an enemy within 20 meters every 0.15 seconds. The lower that is, the better as well. And to automate your minions, just chuck a preparation in the ability here. You can go with a normal preparation early. It has a 6-second cooldown, so you just need a 6-second activation medium in there. The normal preparation is 8 seconds. But anyway, that is pretty much going to get you through the end of the first week. You can always go further into the build here as we explore and start, spending a fair bit of currency on this character. There is changes to slates next season with order, so it might be better to just go with percent minion damage for every point of order, and then getting the talent that I think it's knowledgeable, that makes it so you always have 100 order. That may be a better setup than these overall, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Quick look at my gear for my 4 trillion DPS build. This is very pricey. I actually had this drop from Keegan. It was about 2,000 flame elementium at the time. This price check's going to be wildly inaccurate because it's right at the end of the season. It's still 2,000 actually. So that's what it has been the whole season. Very, very nice drop. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've got for this video. I really quite enjoy Boom Moto. Let's have a look at the gameplay real quick. This is just in Profound. Let's do full maps. Let's do Demi-Man Village, which is what I'll be running for my race. So you pretty much just charge along. Your minions will go out and explode and kill everything instantly. It is massive hit damage, so you're hitting pretty much the entire screen, and everything is dying. So it is very good for Arcana, because the minions will dash into those pesky little shields and instantly kill the enemies within. So shields are no problem at all for this character, and you can just dash through and absolutely annihilate everything. It is reasonably decent for bosses as well. Do I have any saved up? I probably don't. Would be nice if they changed that. I think I've got it. No bosses spawning on there as well. But anyway, it's pretty good for bossing. It's pretty good for Keegan. Keegan, do I have any? One. Oh, I've got an Uber Keegan. Let's go. So Uber Keegan is pretty chill. You just run in. When it's flashing, he is immune to damage. So you just run around, get him to that phase. He's immune again. He's going to teleport away. So you deal a lot of instant damage with this build. So you can often get into Profound and Deep Space and bossing with less damage than other classes have. purely because you are a hit-based damage type. And hopefully we get something juicy from Keegan. That would be nice. Nothing. Berserker braces. Oh, double corroded berserker braces. I guess that's something. I wonder what the next portal's going to be. I like collecting portals in this game. Berserker braces. Oh, I almost pressed Control D then. That wasn't going to price check anything, was it? Well, there's none, so it's probably a very uncommon pair of braces. 15 FE. Not bad. Anyway, that's what I've got. Don't forget to sign up to my event. Did I mention it? I don't remember. I was going to. I was definitely going to mention it. So I'm holding a community event. I was going to compare this as well. Shit, I didn't do any of this. I believe the minions got a buff next season too, so they'll be doing more damage. Legless Bird, Hornring, had a buff of minion damage. Wait, what? 10 to 80% crit strike damage and movement speed when casting an Empower skill lasts 4 seconds to 220 to 240 minion crit strike damage and 100 crit strike damage when casting. Lasts 6 seconds. Huh. Okay. It took a bit of a nerf here, so it was minus 10 to plus 10% damage taken. Now it is 6 to 10% additional damage taken. But 10 to 80% crit strike damage to 220 to 240. That is a huge buff. Okay. No longer provides minion attack speed and cast speed. Whatever. Frozen Lotus.
Daddy?
Yes.
Can you please play with me?
In a minute. Orders minion damage bonus from 20 to 25%. Boss minion damage from 10 to 15. Rally 20 to 25. Additional damage and minions additional damage per aura from 5 to 6. That's a pretty tiny buff, but it's still nice, I guess. Oh, that's for Automoto. What?
What's it?
I don't know. Go ask Mum. It's rubbish, I think. Bum bum ba da bum bum. Where is that item as well?
Machines aren't lifeless objects. Their fearless and selfless deeds must not be forgotten.
Yeah, here's those gloves. Minions consume between 1 and 10% of their current life when using skills. Personally, I think when minions explode, they're consuming 100% of their life. For each 5% life consumed by synthetic troops in the last second, gain 5 to 15% additional damage, stacking up to 13 times. Extra elemental res and minion crit strike damage. So if minions are consuming 100% of their life, this is 13 times. 13 times about that is around about 125% additional damage, which would be huge if they work like that. Seems too good to be true, so I doubt it'll work like that. Anyway, my event. Go check out my event. You have a chance of winning 5,000 Primos and a Battle Pass if you are a winner. Just race to level 100 as fast as you can. If you get there before me or by the end of week 1, just message me on Discord following the entry form here. The link will be in the description below. Check that out. There is already 8 people in the event. So, yeah. Join up, win some Primos, win a Battle Pass. And from week 2 onwards, 5 people will have a free Battle Pass. and I'll have given away 30,000 Primos. So anyway, that's what I've got for this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.